It's always difficult to know in advance how other people are going to perceive your work, whether it's the other guys in the band listening to the final mixes and I'm sure having some thoughts of their own. Well, I wish he'd done that, or I wish he'd turned that up or turned that down, whatever it might be. It's always difficult to know how people are going to perceive it. And I have to just go with my own notion, my own sense of what I have fun with and how I enjoy it, and hope that other people will too. Because I don't like to be too self-conscious about writing music in order to be popular. I've done that a few times in my life and mostly failed in the process. Once or twice I might have accidentally got it right, but if I'm consciously trying to write to please people, it's most likely going to go wrong. So I just follow my nose and do what I think is fun for me and enjoyable for me in the process of making the record. But my hope would be, not an expectation, but my hope would be that people will listen to this album and above all, they will see some continuity. They'll see some little elements there that go back to the very beginning, rhythmically or melodically. They'll hear little notions that are lyrically, oh yes, he's touched upon that idea before. And I think continuity is really important, especially when you get to my age, that you've got a legacy, you've got something sitting behind you in a historical perspective that for a lot of people is more contemporary than it is for me, because they still listen to that music, whereas I probably only play some of it live on stage. So there'll be a lot of people who will be more familiar with the whole history of Jethro Tull, who will probably derive, I hope, a pleasurable experience from listening to this record. I hope they will find lots of little places where they can say, that's Jethro Tull. Even if, as we all know, there have been 28 members of Jethro Tull over the years, and actually 29 if we include Jack Clark, who had to stand in for David Goodyear a couple of times in 2022, then there are a lot of changes along the way. But I think you'll hear in the guitar playing by Joe Parrish James, you will hear echoes of Florian Opali. And in that, you would hear echoes of Martin Barre. And even going back, you'll hear in Martin's original recordings echoes of Mick Abrahams, who played with Jethro Tull for the first 8 months. So I think continuity is the most important thing, and that's what I hope people will come to, even if they don't rationalize it or think about it as an intellectual proposition. I hope they feel the continuity in their gut. I hope they just get that gut resonance of something that sounds familiar but different. So that's it, familiar but different.